Hello, I'm Bailey Stockdale, and today we're going to be doing a quick introduction and demonstration of Leaf's API, which is a simple, secure, and very fast way to access agriculture data from a wide variety of sources. So on the left, we have three open tabs in a web browser. The first one is John Deere's agriculture platform. The second is Trimble's agriculture platform. And the final one is CNHI's MyPLM Connect platform. So we have fresh instances of these three, and on the right-hand side, we have a Postman window where we're going to be calling a specific user ID through Leaf's API and watching as data aggregates and is standardized into a very clean JSON form that we can then use however we need. So in this case, we're going to be using my friend Paulo's farm in Mato Grosso, Brazil. And right now there's nothing in this. We've initialized Paulo as a user, but we don't have any data in there yet. And this demo is going to be about extracting data from the three different platforms. And in this demonstration, we're also going to be syncing this data in real time in the background. So that will be happening. It's not necessary, but for this demo, we do have that feature toggled just to show off. Perfect. The last thing to mention here is that Paulo, we've already pre-authenticated Paulo across these three platforms using his credentials. So we saved a little time at the beginning. So let's get into it. First step is we're going to create a new field with John Deere. So the client, we see Paulo. When we initialized Paulo in that username, it automatically synced across these platforms already. We have to add a new farm. We're going to be using Fazenda Sao Paulo, and the field, let's do field 3. So we'll save here. And now in John Deere, we have to add a boundary. So we're going to draw a new one. And let's see if I can still do this. I used to live really close. Okay, got it. Perfect. So for this demo, I'm just going to be drawing a boundary with their included polygon tool. But they have a lot of different options for importing or extracting shape files. But in this case, I think field 3, that drawing it will just be a little bit faster. Great. Perfect. So now we can see that we have created field 3. The client is Paulo. We have farm Sao Paulo, and the field is field 3. And we have a polygon with coordinates of where that field is. So let's go over to Postman and refresh this call and see where we are. Okay, so perfect. So this data has already been able to transfer, and we're already pulling from the John Deere API to see that now we have farm Sao Paulo included under farms, and we have field 3 included as a field within the farm Sao Paulo. We have a little more information here. Info, the source of this new field, the date it was created, and the coordinates of the polygon that we just drew. We have some more information included as well. We have imagery and weather. And this isn't the focus of this demonstration, but I think it is interesting to note that we do include automatically global forecast weather data, so daily weather data historical for the past 10 years, and forecasts 5-7 day. And then we also go and pull images from Sentinel-2. We crop them to the field, and then we generate NDVI, EVI, RGB images from those in PNG and GeoTIFF forms. And in both cases, we see a lot of use cases where people want to add imagery programs and weather widgets to their dashboards. And so we just include this automatically because in almost every use case it is relevant and it is public data. We just make it really easy to use. So perfect. So this is included as well. This will both go back for 10 years. It looks like imagery is still populating, but in a few minutes that will be complete. So perfect. Now we have data from John Deere in an easy-to-use JSON format. Let's go do the same thing with Trimble. So let's go to Trimble, do a quick refresh. Okay, and perfect. So we can see already that in the background, Leaf has synced this field across these two platforms. So now we have field 3, and it was smart enough to understand that Paulo A is the client, Sao Paulo is the farm, field 3's coordinates are here, and it actually went and drew that field inside of Trimble. So perfect, it's working as we expect. Now let's push it a little further and add a new field. There we go. Okay, perfect. So let's call this field 4. Put it right next door. So Paulo A, the farm Sao Paulo, this has already been transferred over. And again, I'm just going to draw. They have, again, a lot of tools. You can import shape files, which is usually the better option if you're doing a bulk field import. But for this demo, I think drawing is best. So great, let's go and save. And perfect, now we can see field 3 and field 4 together here in Trimble. Perfect. So now let's go see, again, what's happening with Leaf's API. So we refreshed, and now we can see even more information available here in our JSON response. So our user, still Paulo A. We go through, farm is still Sao Paulo, but now in the field section, we have two options. We have field 3 as before, and now we have field 4. So this has the source as Trimble, that makes sense. Day created, same day. Polygon reflects the new coordinates of the new polygon we drew. Let's check imagery. Looks to be about the same dates, which makes sense. They're neighbors, and still populating as well. And then weather is here too for each field. We automatically generate these. So perfect. So now we can see that we have both fields inside Leaf's API. It's in a JSON form. We can access these. We can manipulate as needed without having to worry about standards or data formats, proprietary formats, anything like that. Now we can just get to work using the agriculture data from these platforms. So for the last piece of this, let's just check out what's happening in CNHI. So again, let's refresh. And here we are. Okay, perfect. So now we can see that already these fields in the background have been able to sync up with CNHI, and now we can see them here. Again, this syncing feature, very easy to toggle on and off, but we just think it's kind of a fun thing to show off. So we had it active for this demo, but in many cases, people will manage different fields in different software, etc. So anyway, so that's about it for this demo. We just wanted to show that we sync data across these 3 different dashboards, and I think more importantly, we pulled it into a really easy to use JSON object that we can access and manipulate and work with instead of having to manage 3 separate integrations with 3 separate platforms. So perfect. In the next video, we're going to be showing how we can do, it's about the same flow, but instead of just the fields, now we're going to be putting some machine data into these fields and seeing how we can now pull that machine data into Leaf's API, of course sync it across platforms, but how we can upload different machine data, harvest data, vehicle speed, seed rate, things like this from different platforms, and we can aggregate them into each field, right? Across years or across seasons, across machines, however we want to organize this. We're going to just show how we can use some real machine data in line with our existing data. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.